Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and today's video I'm just gonna be discussing makeup that I'm really not into, that I've learned during this whole makeup process and getting into makeup, what I don't like. So I guess I'm just gonna call this makeup that I learned that I don't like. The first thing is probably no surprise in that most people don't like it unless you're an actual makeup artist, are lip palettes. I just don't know why these are still on the market. I don't know why they keep coming up with this. And honestly, for makeup artists, a lot of the times they just take off lipsticks they like and then smoosh them into like a pot. Because just lip palettes are not practical for everyday use. Especially because most lip palettes are like lipstick form in a pot. So you have to reapply. It's not like they're liquid lipsticks and you apply it once and you really don't have to apply it again throughout the day, even though I mean most of us do after we eat. Especially they're like normal formula lipsticks, and so you do have to reapply. So who wants to bring a lip palette with them and dip your finger or a brush and then paint it on? Like, majority of the people have a regular 9 to 5 and don't want to do all that extra. They want to just take out a bullet lipstick or swipe it on and then put it back in and done. I would say a lot of them are maybe this size, which this is not a lip palette. I don't own any lip palettes, but I'm saying they would be like this size. Who wants to bring this thing for one color when they can bring this? Like, why would you want to carry that? A lot of women don't tend to clean out their purse every day and leave their lipstick from previous in there and then just put the new lipstick that they're using in there. So it's like, it's kind of pretty hefty to, you know, have this in there. I don't buy lip palettes. When they ever come out, I'm just like, oh, it's a lip palette. Okay, bye. Like, I don't even look at it. I'm not ever remotely interested in them, just because they're just not practical. And majority of the time, I'm not going to find a brush to put it on. I'm just going to try to, if I do, I mean, I don't. But if I would just dip my finger. And I'm like, you kind of don't want to keep dipping your finger into it, you know? So, yeah, I'm not even remotely interested when I do see those come up. And I'm like, why do they keep doing it? I'm sure it's not a best-selling product. Especially, I think I've seen, like, lip palettes on Sephora for sale. And that's because no one buys them, so stop making them. The next product I don't tend to buy, and this is just my personal preference, is anything that says full coverage foundation or full coverage concealers. I am just not a full coverage person, just because I feel like full coverage I can feel on my skin. I get oily, so even if it is full coverage, I still have to blot and repowder. And that just feels like more layers on the skin that I need. So I really like a thin formula. And normally thin formulas are light to medium coverage. Because thick formulas are, you know, a lot thicker. So I'm not really into full coverage foundations or full coverage concealers, really. Because honestly, I like my skin to look like skin. I like a few blemishes showing. I like to see my freckles. Because I don't want to have a mask. Even, I mean, I do a full be on my face, but I like my skin to be skin. It does come with the fact that my skin isn't that bad. Like, yes, I have discoloration, yes, I do have blemishes and some things I would like to cover up, but for the majority of it, my skin isn't that bad. But it also has to do with, like, I have oily skin and I don't want to, you know, disturb the foundation that's there too much to where you can tell. Like, if I like touch my face a little bit, like now with the way I do my makeup, if I touch my face a little bit, you can't really tell like I've touched my face. And on the concealer standpoint, it's just that I don't have dark circles that I really need cover. I normally use concealer just to brighten my under eyes, and then I use more closer to my matched skin tone for like just blemishes I have. Like, I have a freaking hormonal pimple right there and here, and I'll just cover it. And I mean, even if you cover it in real life, you still see it. I just want the color of it to match better, you know? So it's not really about, oh, it's gonna disappear, because it's not. Nothing disappears on your face. The things you see online and pictures and stuff have mostly been retouched. So that's not real skin, you know? And it's so thick, and the lighting, it just It just blurs everything out. That's why you see it that way. That is not what your skin looks like in real life. And also, I think for me, if it's more of a lighter weight foundation, it just looks better in real life. You know, it just, your skin looks better in real life without all that cakiness and heaviness. But that's for me personally. If you love a full coverage foundation and that makes you look gorgeous, then you go for it. But for me personally, it's just not my thing. I like maybe a high medium coverage, but I do not like full coverage foundations or concealers. The next thing I don't like are all shimmer palettes. I can do all matte palettes because you can do that look and do it all over your eye and don't have to put any kind of shimmer on it. But for me, I don't do all shimmer looks. Like, it has to have some kind of matte. And the fact that I have to pull out like another palette too, like I have to. Even though the weird thing is, when I do my look, sometimes I do pull 1 or 2 palettes just because I want a certain color from this palette or something. I just don't want to have the necessity, like I have to pull out another palette. I have a couple of all shimmer palettes already in my collection that I don't ever pull for. I think I'm actually gonna plan to do my next shot my stash with like all palettes of shimmer and all palettes of matte, so I can like pull for both. But I want to do that because I know I don't pull for my all shimmer palette. And just when I see an all shimmer palette, I'm like, yeah, that's so pretty, but you know, like yeah, I'm not gonna use it. And especially because I don't use a lot of dark shimmers on my lids. If I do anything on my lids, they're mostly to line the lid area and they're brightener. So a lot of all shimmer palettes I do see include like dark browns, dark greens, you know, like it's just dark colors that I'm not really into using on my lids on a daily basis. Because most all shimmer palettes are a mix of light and dark shimmer. So it's just like half the palette I wouldn't even really use. So it just doesn't appeal to me, you know. So the fact that I would have to pull other palettes, matte palettes, and then the fact that majority of all shimmer palettes are half dark, I'm just not into. So when I see that, and I'm just like, oh. Because I was kind of really into the BH Cosmetic, the Real Edition, but then when I learned it was all shimmer, I was just like, oh, okay, never mind. You know, it just does not draw me in. The next product I hate, and I don't know, I haven't found a really good one. So maybe if you guys know any good ones that don't move outside your lips, let me know. But I am talking about dark glossy lip products. Just because honestly, all dark glossy lip products move like crazy. They get on my teeth. They get outside my lip lines. And then the majority of the time they make these weird little like lip lines on my lips. So it's just like there's such a struggle. And then also because they're glossy, and say if you go outside, they touch your lip, they'll leave a streak. And I mean, yes, all glossy products do that, but like it's so more prominent and more noticeable when like your hair and you leave a streak with like something that's dark purple versus something that's more like lighter, like a nude shade. That is why I detest dark lip products. And I did try like I think I had the Anastasia Beverly Hills dark, like I think it was like dark cherry or something, and it was horrible. One, it was like streaky, and then 2, it just moved like constantly moved. So just dark glossy lip products in general, I'm just like, nope. Dark regular lipsticks or liquid lipsticks I'm totally down for and I'll use because they don't move, but when it comes to glossy, nope. The next few things, they're all kind of in the same range. Anything that says luminous or dewy or hydrating. I guess hydrating is kind of like an iffy one, but like definitely luminous or dewy. So any foundation that says luminous or dewy, any primers that say luminous or dewy, any setting sprays that say luminous or dewy, I'm just like, no. Just because for me, I'm oily. I have natural oils for that luminous and dewy. My oils come like that. There's been times where I edit my videos and I can tell that I'm starting to get oily in the videos. That's just how fast I get oily. And it's just like, I don't want a product that already has that like oiliness look, that dewy look, and then my oils add on top of that. Yeah, I like matte. I like semi-matte maybe satin is like as close as I get to, but I don't go for anything that says luminous or dewy. So it just doesn't work for me, especially setting sprays, which for me it's more to melt in the powders I put on top of it. So if a setting spray, which is already water-based, tells me it's gonna be dewy or luminous, I'm just like, no. I don't need that. I powdered my face to get rid of the oiliness and keep the oiliness there, but I don't need something that makes me look oily. So yeah, foundation, primers, and setting sprays, anything that says luminous or dewy, I'm just not a fan of. One thing I do hate as well are powders and cream duo, and they're just like in the same palette. It's just like, no, if you use the powder in there, it's gonna get into the cream. There's just no reason why they do that. I would say also the way they package it, like powder and cream, your cream's gonna get drier faster because you're opening up both. If the package is made for just being cream and keeping the air out, the fact that it's a powder and duo and you close it on each other and the powder gets into the cream, it's just like, why did you guys do that? I think the one good thing I remember seeing was the back top palette, which I know people did not like the back top palette, but I think they had one side that was cream and one side that was powder versus both being cream and powder on the same side. If the cream and powder are in the same range right next to each other, it's just like, why do you guys continue to do this? You guys know, I'm sure, like, don't you guys have people who test this? Like, isn't that the whole thing? Like, you just don't come up with the idea, spit it out and be like, yeah, that's awesome, without testing their products, right? So like, you would know that the powder gets into the cream, and then if you have something like that and you try not to, then you just have to be strenuous about not getting any powder in the cream, and you're just like, that's a lot of work and that's a lot of hassle when you could just make an all powder or an all cream product. So I don't want to deal with that hassle, so I don't buy any. I don't think I have any cream to powder products, or I don't have any cream and powder products that are in the same thing. They're all separate, and that's how I want it. Another thing I learned about myself while, you know, in this makeup journey is that I don't like gel eyeliners or cream pot eyeliners. For me, I don't know, they just smudge. I've tried a lot of ones that a lot of people have said, and they've tested themselves and said, this doesn't smudge on me, this doesn't smudge on me. It always smudges on me. It always gets onto the top of my eyelid right there, and then it'll smudge down onto my lower waterline and like right here, to make my like my already like eye puffs, I guess, I don't know if that's what you would call them, but my eye puffs like more prominent, and I'm just like, look like I have raccoon eyes, and I'm just like, not for it. And I've tried a variation of also cream and pot eyeliners, just dry out faster. You really don't need a lot when you do your eyeliner. It's a very small area. I just am not a fan of cream or pot eyeliners. I just rather stick to my liquid eyeliners. So that is actually gonna be all the makeup that I can think of right now that I really stay away from. Like, once I hear about it being this or that, I'm just like, nope, it's a switch, I'm not even interested, which is good for me and my wallet, so that's a good thing. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments like what you guys really don't like, if you guys feel the same way about any of the products I talked about, especially being like oily. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And then if you aren't, please hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to see more future content from me. And lastly, if you would like, follow me on Instagram at @TataTiffany. That's just where I post more regularly. And it's just more about makeup, my lifestyle, my personal life. I really do appreciate you guys giving me a bit of your time. So I thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video whenever and wherever you guys are watching this. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.
I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope like ever. But yeah, so well that's in the next shot my stash. But I wanted, so I'm just not into thick coverage foundation or thick. I'm just